It's time for Be More Good News and all things visionary. Right here in our charming city sits the American Visionary Art Museum, and it is one of a kind. A truly happy place full of art, whimsy, fun, inspiration, and mystique. What could be better than that? Meet our new director, Ellen Owens, and curator of the new exhibit, Gage Branda, registrar Connor Dorbin, and events and rentals Nicole Collins, and find out why CNN has called it the most fantastic museum in America. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Way down on the shores of the Patapsco lies a singing and swinging his town I know. So have another beer, sit down, I'll tell you more. Folks work real hard, but they're doing it right. Cause when the sun goes down, they're gonna party all night. I'm talking about Baltimore.
It's Be More Good News, and I'm your host, Judy Templeton. Thank you so much for joining us. Each month, our Good News reporters share with you some of the stories, events, programs, and people that make Baltimore so special. Make sure you like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of the latest good news. We've got lots of good news to get to this month, and there's so much to love about Baltimore. So let's get started. All right, I am so excited to be interviewing superstar Ellen Owens, our new executive director. And it took a long time to find her, but it was totally worth it. So she's now also a new resident of our dear city, Baltimore, and she really is truly about good news. She's hit the ground running and is bringing an understanding of AVAM's mission in our unique city, plus a colorful past and a deep desire to embrace the values and love AVAM has been founded on. So I have a million questions for you. First, though, Ellen, what attracted you to BeMore and AVAM?
Well, I love AVAM and I've loved it for years. I'm a museum junkie, a career museum professional. And so I've been visiting this museum for probably 15 years now. And that means I've been visiting Baltimore for 15 years now. Baltimore is a city of creatives, and I feel like people that are really comfortable in their own skin. It's both this incredible, exciting urban environment, and it's filled with great cultural activities and museums, but there's also a lot of great sports and food and drink, and of course, the harbor. And one thing that I think is so special about the city is just that it's got a touch of Southern charm and warmth and courtesy, which make it really different from Philadelphia, where I used to live. But AVAM is just an amazing place. Self-taught artists communicate to your heart and then eventually communicate to your brain. I feel like when you come here, you're being hugged by people and their incredibly touching personal stories. And from the moment you arrive, the mosaic on the outside, the toothbrush welcome mat, and even the shape of the building start to draw you into these wonderful personal stories that are told through the artwork here. So AVAM is art that hits you in the heart, and there's a lot to think about and feel when you come and experience the artists here.
Well, actually, you hit me right in the heart. And so I'll explain a story on how I got to meet you. And I knew I liked you right away, is that I was helping out at a art class at AVAM this summer. And you appeared and everybody was running around trying to figure out what to do. And so I came up to you and I said, "Do you know what you're doing?" Somebody said, "Well, she's the new executive director." And I said, "Well, I didn't mean it that way." So luckily you didn't take me seriously. And it was great just to feel right away that your heart was so definitely connected to AVAM. And of course, your experience speaks to that. So how does AVAM compare to other museums that you've worked in?
Well, I'm an educator by background. I really care about how people learn in museum spaces and how they're welcomed. So AVAM very much connects to that. And, one of our major remits is to make people feel welcome as they come into the space and also to teach them about the incredible artists that we showcase here, and just how to make amazing works of art themselves and how to feel like artists and creatives. But obviously it's very different than all the museums I have worked at. I think, one of the hallmarks of AVAM is that it's, telling these very personal stories and really telling all sides of the artist, both the good and maybe some of their troubles. And I think that AVAM is filled with humility. It doesn't hide things. And, social justice is a major part of what our mission is, to be able to tell stories of marginalized people or people that have had difficult life experiences, and be able to showcase them and showcase how creativity can actually kind of pull you out from difficult times and really kind of open up the world to you, which is so empowering. So I feel like people coming to this space leave feeling really bedazzled and kind of like they've been told all these wonderful secrets. They have all these new artist friends that are exhibited on the walls here. And also, I must say, we have an art machine, a fart machine in our basement. And I can't say that I worked at any museum that has, a machine that actually makes fun of human bodily experiences through a work of art.
I still have a little hard time doing that as a docent sometimes. But it's a great place to take restless kids for sure. Oh, that's so funny you mentioned that. So what about the new exhibit? So you came in at such a great time because there's such new excitement, of course, that you're bringing. And then this new exhibit is really pretty special. So give us some of your thoughts about it.
Well, the exhibit has been being worked on for some time. All of our exhibitions take quite a lot of time to develop, and we borrowed work from all over the United States for these exhibitions. One is called The Strength to Be Joyful: Messages from Mary Proctor. Mary Proctor is an incredible woman that we have as part of our collection. She's an African-American woman that grew up in the South that has a tragic story that has really shaped her life. And it was art and the creation of art in homage to her grandma and her grandparents that really got her out of her troublesome times. And she uses lots of familiar materials like buttons and cans and things you'd find around your house in these really miraculous ways. And she really teaches us to reflect and be joyful about all the things in our life and not to let negativity really overcome us. The other exhibition that we literally just opened up is called Fantastic Realities: Truth Stranger Than Fiction. It features 24 artists, and it is just filled with these different worlds that people have created, both worlds maybe that they've seen through their visions, or worlds that they believe maybe exist, or imagined worlds that they could see happening in the future, like dystopias. And it's filled with different types of art. So if you're into sculpture or painting or printmaking or mixed media, there's something for everyone, and it's incredibly detailed. It just is phenomenal. And I would say it takes a long time to go through because it's like traveling through 24 different worlds all at once.
That's true. It really is.
Yeah. So I can't say enough about the amazingness of these two new exhibitions, and definitely want people to save some time to really digest them and to leave feeling like they've experienced like time travel almost.
Absolutely. And what good synergy they are to each other, really, because certainly it's fun just to leave on from the third floor, because the Mary Proctor exhibit, as you said, is just joyful and full of hope. And it just makes you happier. There's no question about it. So save that for the last is what I would recommend. But Ellen, I'm so excited again to see you at the Visionary, because you really just fit. You just are this wonderful fairy just flying around, and it's just wonderful to see that you absolutely love it. And I love all of your hands-on. You're just there for everything: greeting, meeting, checking in with the docents, participating in the workshops, and again, you're just really heart connected. And we are really happy here in BeMore that you are our good news for sure, and hope you'll be here for a long time. And as you know, Miss Bonnie and I told you we love to take you out on the town anytime too. So we love our BeMore. So anyway, keep it going.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll take you up on that anytime.
Oh, good. All right. All right. So now we've got to talk about some of the people making this happen. So we have Gage and Connor. Now, I'm going to say their names because I met them together and they spoke about how much they loved working together. And it was really, really clear. But I want to make sure that we also mention another one that helps them out a lot, and his name is Mark, and we're going to talk about him in just a minute too, and what he does, Mark Ward. So I have to say that I heard about you, Gage, and I loved everything that I already knew you did, and I was really excited to be able to meet you and find out who created all this, who picks this stuff. It's just wonderful. And I have to say that you, Connor, and Mark have outdone yourselves in fantastic realities because they are fantastic. So, where does this process begin? Talk us through this. How do you come up with the art and the themes and putting it all together?
Oh goodness. Well,
Ah,
each exhibition is a little bit different. I would say for Fantastic Realities, we were blessed as a team. One of Rebecca Hoffberger, the founders, last wishes was that she had a couple ideas for shows. One of them was Fantastic Realities, for which she basically just gave us the name Fantastic Realities, and like, oh, it'd be great if we exposed to people like the imagined worlds or something.
and who's going
It
to
was
say no to
basically a
Rebecca?
paragraph. Yeah, you can't say no to Rebecca. I mean, she's brilliant. She developed this entire museum, which has brought joy to Baltimore for I would imagine for generations. When people are watching this podcast 1,000 years from now, that's what they'll say. But from there, it's kind of this process of I have this great exhibitions team. We have this great exhibitions team that's currently at the moment myself, Connor Dorbin, our registrar, and Mark Ward, our director of exhibits. And our education team pops in from time to time for our meetings. And we kind of figure out, what do we want to bring to audiences? What are the things from our practice that we want to bring to the public? And I have the pleasure and the easy job of determining, okay, what's the content? What are we going to say to people? What are the artworks? And then I bring the very, very difficult job of, how do we get a 1,200-pound sculpture onto the second floor? I bring that issue to people like Connor Dorbin, our registrar, and how do we display it to people like Mark Ward, our director of exhibitions. And I'm sure they love me for doing that, but it's that's the process. I have
That's what
we
they
have
signed on for, right?
that is what they signed on for, and that's also where their expertise lies. I mean, Mark came to the museum when we opened and worked directly with Rebecca, and Connor has spent at 4 years, 5 years working with us, trying to work with peach pips and heavy bronze sculptures and things that don't last more than 30 days without attention in terms of materials. I mean, we're self-taught artists, so we have people who are like trying to make things out of old pieces of avocado and like dried out roots, and Connor and Mark have the terrible job of trying to figure out how to keep those things safe for a general public to come and view.
Connor didn't seem that unhappy about his job at all when I met you two. And that's really the beauty, because I could, like I said, I could see how you both play off of each other. That's got to be a wonderful thing. It's wonderful to work with somebody that, when you think the same, and you're able to connect that way. So let's talk. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Gage has sorry. Gage has so many great ideas and direction for our shows, and he's also very good at finding great artwork, more specifically great stories. And often my time is spent trying to make those stories a reality. So Trying to get artwork from across the country in a lot of cases, from California to Florida. It's often my job, but also just being a steward of the collection. So getting artwork from our collection, our collections facility, which I'm at right now, and seeing its displayability. Like Gage said, so much of our artwork is made out of non-traditional materials. We have one work in our collection called Tape World, made entirely out of Scotch tape. It's an entire skyline, essentially, a tape. And it was made in the 1990s, and Scotch tape and tape in general just doesn't last. So you kind of know from that kind of what we are put up against and what we can show at our museum, whether it's the weight, the medium, or the general age of a piece, or what kind of conditions a work was kind of kept in. It might be in a barn down in Georgia, or it could be up in a stone mill up in Vermont. Artwork kind of comes from all of these places of non-traditional backgrounds that just comes along with self-taught artists. So it's every day is an adventure. It's never a dull moment by any means.
Never. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gage, before we talk to Nicole, so give us your parting words on this latest exhibit. And okay, so now I do understand that you got the idea planted in from Rebecca. So I imagine your mind didn't stop once that was dropped in there. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's so much easier to come up with a bunch of great solutions to a problem that someone else identifies, right? Like, oh, what do we want to say to all these people? My parting words for this exhibition are that there's a little bit of something for everybody in the exhibit. If you like cyberpunk futures, there's something for you there. If you like really, really highly detailed bronze sculptures, there's something for you there. If you like really, really harrowing stories of personal survival, there's something for you there. And all of it is really, really beautifully designed and displayed thanks to our entire team, because we're really excellent. And I just want to thank Connor and Mark again for putting up with all the difficulties I gave them with this particular exhibit. 160 objects, to move that to a place within less than 2 weeks is not an easy task at all. And there were literally thousands of pounds carried into that exhibition by people who do not necessarily work out that frequently. So we've done a lot of work for the public of Baltimore to enjoy this exhibition.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Connor, here's your last chance to get back at Gage. So what's your parting words?
This show is remarkable. Like every show at AVAM, it really comes down to the story of the artists.
Yep.
And being able to see into these worlds of these artists, seen and unseen, and its rawest form. Our text is there, our videos are there for the exhibition, but really what it comes down to is seeing the work for what it is. It speaks for itself, and kind of humanity and perseverance and just innate creativity. It's a really great show. It makes me want to get back to the drawing table and work out my ideas and my worlds that had not left my brain. So I'd say just go there and get to see the show and let the creativity come inside you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that won't be difficult. And there's no way that all this could work and that the whole joy factor and love and all that's there happens without a great team. And you spoke about it, Gage, and that's what I feel. I feel such connection with everybody working there. And so I'm saying just keep on doing it because it's working beautifully. And thank you so much for all you bring. So we have somebody else even too that gets to plan special events for people to rent out here for weddings and bar mitzvahs and banquets, and I imagine a plethora of events. So, Nicole, talk to us about your job because it sounds super fun too.
Oh, it's great. It's really exciting, and I get to meet lots of different people on a daily basis. So, it's the place I like to be and things I like to do. So it makes me very happy.
Well, what a great place to have an event. I mean, my goodness. And so tell us about, I bet you've had some interesting events. What was one of your more unique ones?
Oh, well, I've had the chance to manage so many fun and unique events over the years. Everything from elegant weddings and large corporate galas to really creative themed parties and community festivals. I've done events with live art installations and fantasy themed
Wow.
cocktail parties, and even markets that mix local artists and makers with live entertainment. That's one of the things I love most about this work. Every event has its own personality, and I get to help people bring those ideas to life in a way that feels totally unique to each individual client. So it's hard for me to pick just one.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I know. I always wondered, was there ever a wedding at the wedding chapel out in the back, the one with the runaway bride door that they talk about?
Not that
Was
I
there ever a
recall.
live wedding there?
Not that I recall, but I've only been here going on 3 years now. So maybe prior to me joining the team, but not that I've heard of, which is a good thing. We don't want runaway brides.
Well, I think they sealed the door so that it can't be anymore. But it's it's very fun to tour, and so just thought I would ask for sure. So, the beauty too. I imagine there's a lot of weddings that happen on those austere steps, that stairway that's so big. So I bet you there's a lot of drama putting that together sometimes.
There is. I mean, a lot of them are afraid they're going to slip through the cracks, with their heels and their long dresses, but they turn out so beautiful. The staircase in general is just it's a beautiful staircase. So when you add the elegance of a wedding or a wedding dress on there, it's perfection.
I'm sure of it, and I'm actually going to be officiating one next week, so I'm going to get
Yes.
this all put together, and I'm very excited about that. Thanks to you.
You're welcome. I'm super excited that you're going to be doing that for them. They're a great couple. And they're getting married on Halloween, so it gives that little extra AVAM creativity to it. So it's super fun. I'm so glad you were able to connect with them and make it happen.
Oh, me too. And I loved when they asked me, well, would you mind getting dressed in black and purple? I said, no, I think I can arrange that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time for sure.
Well, thank you for everything you do to make the magic happen for all these amazing events all over our charming city. So, oh
You're
boy,
welcome.
now speaking of our charming city, Miss Bonnie is going to come on and she's going to tell us what's coming up this month. So, if you want to know what's happening and what's fun, our calendar girl, Miss Bonnie's going to tell us. So, come on in, Miss Bonnie, tell us what's happening.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Professor Trash Wheel. Bonnie's not here right now. Well, first of all, I'd like to do a shout out to our very special BeMore Good News guy, Wordsmith. He dropped 2 albums, not one, 2 albums this month. He's kind of a Be More, Do More guy. So check them out. Masterpiece Theater is one, and the other one is Music for Mankind. And he's been touring all the schools now, and he's done some work on NPR, and he's all over the place. And they're great albums. Wordsmith, look it up.
Yep.
Okay. And let's see, now we have tickets on sale for our very own Amy Sherald. Now, if you don't know who she is, she was the artist who did Michelle Obama's portrait. And it's just an amazing portrait. She used the pattern of a quilted dress from someplace in Georgia where the quilts were made, and it's just gorgeous. There's history there. And now she does all of these paintings. They're large, large paintings, and they're kind of like Edward Hopper-ish. They're very, just very flat and grayscale skin, and they're all Black people who are kind of caught up in the history of America, and they're just trying to make it and be like everybody else. And for some reason, you think about it a lot, and you think, what's wrong with this picture? Nothing. They're great. And please go see them at BMA. It's opening Sunday, November 2nd, and they're having a community day celebration. But tickets are on sale now, where you have to get like a certain amount of time to go through the museum, because hopefully, and I know it is, it's going to be very, very crowded. Now, if you want to be moody and sad, if this is for you, there's a Mostly Mahler concert at Emmanuel Episcopal Church on October 28th at 6 o'clock, and it's only $10. So that's for you people who like to be morbid. That's what Mahler is to me anyway. But anyway, everybody has their own thing, right? And Agrihood is the farmer's market that displays at the Rawlings Conservatory and Botanical Gardens.
Ooh, fun.
And it's a wonderful place to visit. They've even got a fish pond there, a koi pond, and cactus gardens and orchid gardens and all kinds of stuff there. And their final weekend to sell the locally grown vegetables, and they have local vendors there, Wednesday, October 29th from 3 to 7:30. Now, are you ready for a scary, sexy night? Think about it now. Center Stage is having one. 50 years of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the chocolate-covered version, October 31st and November 1st. The chocolate-covered version is 10 years old this year. Baltimore's making all kinds of history, I tell you. Saturday, November 1st from 8 to 12, there's a Halloween milonga. Now, a milonga is a fancy name for a tango dance. So you can go and tango with a mobster, a monster, a princess, or maybe a carrot. Who knows? Tango Esta Noche is at the Friends Meeting House, 3107 North Charles Street. It's across from Hopkins University. Now, Friday, November 7th, Save Your Soul Dance Party at the Lithuanian Hall. Now, what I like about Lithuanian Hall is that sometimes John Waters shows up at these events. So that's November the 7th. But it's not for kids. But if you got kids, you can go to the Peabody Heights Brewery. Yes, there's beer there. And if there are kids there, I guess they got to bring their ID. It's family fun. Oh, and I got a note here. 14 muscles are activated when you open a beer. So stay fit and drink more beer. Baltimore's known for its breweries. Now, the more good news is peanut allergies are down 43%. You can take that for what it's worth. I just thought I'd let you know. And good news for you, exercise your brain and body. Kindness is a big deal, but be kind to yourself and others. And always find community. We are better together. Count your blessings, and I'll see you in the neighborhood. That's it.
Yay, Miss Bonnie. That's right. We always say we're better together. And I feel like that about Connor and Gage. So there you go. I'm excited. Now, Chris is going to give us some history of our city and how it's contributed to both art and technology. So, Chris, Baltimore's always been a visionary city after all, hasn't it?
Absolutely, Judy. Thank you very much. Good to see everybody again. We're talking about the American Visionary Art Museum here today, and Baltimore's always been a visionary city. We have lots of great nicknames. We're called Charm City, of course, the city that reads, Monumental City. But one of my favorites is the City of Firsts, because we've always been on the cutting edge. And so many things that we take for granted today actually originated right here in Baltimore. Now, you probably already know about the first commercial railroad, the B&O. You might already know that we had the very first gas-powered system of street lamps in our city as well. But did you know that Baltimore was also home to the very first umbrella factory in the United States? True story, the Bueller Umbrella Factory. And did you know that Baltimore invented the six-pack? our friends over at the National Brewery. And Natty Boh was the first brewery to sell beer in packs of 6. And speaking of museums, the Peel Museum in Baltimore is the very first museum building in the United States, built specifically for the purpose of housing a museum. So ever since the very beginning, Baltimore has been a city of imagination, a city of innovation, and a city of vision. And I think the American Visionary Art Museum really sums that up. So get on down to Baltimore and find your first sometime soon. Judy, I'm going to send it back over to you. There's a lot more to explore and a lot more to love.
Oh, I loved that, Chris. Now we have a surprise from our very own Young Tang, Baltimore's Good News King. Please tell us what's going on, Young. So happy you're coming on.
Hey everyone, thank you for having me. Hey Judy, hey Chris, hey Gage. And it is an honor to be here again. Just been just kind of keeping busy, trying to get all the little aspects of the planning of the parade. That's going to be the Mayor's Christmas Parade. That's going to be on Sunday, December 14th, and we're going to have some special guests up here, including a giant pink poodle that will just so happen to be the grand marshal of this parade. And we are so excited to have her, and we really appreciate the participation with AVAM this year, and and also as a bookend to the parade, we're also going to have Mr. Trash Wheel, join us this year, and we've definitely made a huge initiative to bring out the best of Baltimore in this tradition that brings so many people together and brings so much emphasis and highlight on the things that make us a great community. In fact, we even added a DJ. DJ Landis Expanus will be joining us. To be helping with the entertainment of the parade, and we're really just making this the best homegrown big little parade that you're ever gonna see, and we're excited to do the ramp up for this event. We actually are going to be in a documentary coming out that was produced by Michael Ivan Schwartz named Parade Day, all about the transition of from the organizing of Tom and Sharon Kerr to having a committee work together to to make this parade happen, and how we learned a lot in that process for us to get to where we are today. So we are just super stoked to to invite more people from the community to come enjoy the wonderful things that that we are a part of. And what else can I say? But
Well, I can
we're
say that
all
it's
here.
your labor of love, Young, and you didn't give up. And last year, for everyone at the Visionary, you need to know that it was Young's absolute dream to try to get Fifi and get that as part of the Mayor's Parade. And of course, your continual spirit of working made that all happen. And thank you for all the work that you poured.
If I can just brag for a little,
Of course.
this is actually the trophy that we won at the Kinetic Sculptures race this year. So not only are we a fan, we're participants in all the wonderful things that AVAM has put on, and we are so excited to extend the courtesy back out and bring AVAM into the parade and all the things that that we are a part of. So yes, this is my wall. I also have a winner of best float in the parade. So I am very excited to have these new additions. It's just something that just brings wonder to people's faces.
Well, you always make the circle bigger. Let's face it. We used to call Young the mayor of Hamden. And of course, he helped us back with the Hun Fest. And then after that, he just keeps moving on and keeps growing connection in our beautiful city. And thank you for all that love that you pour into it all the time. It's so appreciated.
Thank you very much. And just a little reminder for everyone.
Yay! I love that sticker. Well, so also, can I just do shameless self-promotion and say that Miss Bonnie and I are going to be the MCs for the parade too?
Well,
we're going to tell
yeah.
stories up on
And
the bandstand.
also a funny story. Judy so happened to officiate my wedding just a couple of months ago at the Baltimore Zoo, and that was a fun experience. And we're in for a huge treat anytime Bonnie and Judy are together. Just the warmth and like the amazing spirit that they bring to everything they do. So greatly appreciated. So thank you for bringing us together.
Wait a minute. You didn't marry a flamingo, did you?
No.
I can attest to that.
And we have a trophy too. We came in third for moving whatever it was. What mayor's walking unit number 3. That was BeMore Good News.
There it is. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, there's so much good news to share all the time, but we got to wrap it up. So thank you to all our good news reporters, our special guests, Ellen Owens, Gage Branda, Connor Dorban, and Nicole Collins, and every one of you for tuning in. Make sure you like us, subscribe to us. You want to be the first to know about our shows, send it out. And make sure to attend all those fun events that Miss Bonnie told you about. Go right now. Don't pass go to the American Visionary Art Museum. And then don't forget the parade on December 14th. We're going to see you there. Until next time, I'm Judy Templeton on BeMore Good News.
Shores of the Patapsco lies a singing his, swinging his town, I know. So have another beer, sit down, I'll tell you more. Folks work real hard, but they're doing it right. Cause when the sun goes down, they're gonna party all night. I'm talking about Baltimore.